Davey Rizzo, Void Talking, October Marathon, day 23. I guess we had a pretty good track record if 2 is my worst rating up until this point. But 2 be done me dirty. This one was bad. This one's real bad. I don't even know where to start with this mess. Okay, Alpine Lake. 2020 film. I don't know where it's from. My 30-second look for trivia and facts about this movie came up with nothing. So, it's a nothing movie. So, plot. What passes for a plot? 5 friends go to a cabin in the woods, and they get picked off by a killer. That's it. That's it. Very, very basic. And yet, they still don't do anything with that. So, that's all there really is to this movie. Yeah, there's no variation on the formula, nothing making it stand out, it's just bad. So, what is bad about this film? Well, first, foremost, acting. The main girl, she's okay. Everybody else just sounds like they're reading off the script or just met each other 5 minutes ago. And the way they repeat their words and lines, I don't know if it was an ad-libbing thing where everyone's just saying things, or if it was a script problem. But there's problems. There's audio issues. Things would either be too quiet where you couldn't hear them, or immensely loud. I mean, it's like characters would be in the distance, and they'll be sounding like they're yelling at the camera when they're talking normally. And it's not just them. You'll hear random things loud, like crickets or birds. It's very inconsistent. This movie just feels like there's scenes missing. The pacing is weird. So it's some friends up at a cabin in the woods. Okay, sure. So it'll be 2 guys, like they'll divide into the group, the guys and the girls. The guys will just be kind of shooting the breeze, while the girls are in the other room shooting the breeze. There's a lot of people just talking in this film and hanging out, and it's dull. But they'll flash to the 2 girls, to 2 of the 3 girls, like one, I'm gonna go get a drink. Then flashes to the guys, flashes to another outside, all 3 of them, and they're just kind of going for a walk. Flashes back to the guys, they haven't changed location, they're still talking. Back to the girls, they're now in like a hot tub somewhere. Don't know where that is. And talking again before, yeah, random. And the whole movie's like that. Like, it jumps around and it will seem to cut off mid-scene to go elsewhere, only to come back when there's no reason to do it. Another example, later. So the killer is doing his thing and is picking off another woman. I don't know where she came from. It's just a woman in the woods. Anyway, she gets stabbed by him and is crawling, desperately trying to get away. Flashes. And then, well, we're spending time with our character. The rest of the characters just chilling in the. Then, in the cabin, they're all going out to sit by a fire, except for one girl whose boyfriend is a complete prick. So she's just going up to bed. So they're just talking around the fire, talking about how she seems really upset. Why isn't she out here? Oh, she's just going to bed. You should really apologize to her. Talking like that. Okay, sure. Cuts back to the woman trying to get away from the killer. Okay, so the back and forth here isn't too bad. She crawls out into the road and is about to get hit by a car and cuts immediately then to the other couple having sex. The one that was the girl that was fighting with her boyfriend. They're just suddenly doing that. Okay. Cuts right back to the girl on the road. Even more looking like she was then run over, just laying there. Cuts back to the couple having sex again, and then it moves on to the next day. It's like, to the next portion. It's like, what? Why are you filmed like this? This makes no sense. The killer, I don't know who he is. He is just suddenly there killing people for, and I guess eating them? Throughout the whole movie, it's like, where did this guy come from? Why is he here? One person says, oh, by the way, people go missing out here sometimes, so be careful. They try to sort of red herring the groundskeeper, but they do such a shitty job of it. It's like, And the groundskeeper gets attacked too. So if he's been groundskeeping here for so long, why is he only now? Because I guess the killer's been living here forever. And when they do the reveal of who the killer is, you've never seen him before, so it doesn't mean anything. Afterwards, they try to tack on this kind of an explanation of who the killer was with this woman we've never seen before that's apparently a cannibal also, that's just flashbacking to him and trying to lure more people up to the cabin. But if she was the one who owned the cabin in the first place, why does the groundskeeper not know about this, and how is he getting killed? Nothing in this movie makes sense. Characters are looking at things and talking and acting like the audience should know what they are, but we can't see them. Oh, what's that? They point to the wall. Oh, that's interesting. We can't see what it is. Later, we find out it's like a security system with some cameras. But it took an extra like 10 minutes to find that out. The framing is weird on this too. Like, so much you can't know what's going on. Like, two characters are running through the woods. Suddenly, one will get a little bit ahead. You'll hear a scream, and then the other girl will go, "Oh, what was she attacked? Was she killed? What happened?" No, she just fell. We didn't see it. A lot of things we don't see happen, or if they're too far away to make out. Like, characters' deaths happen usually just so far away. They're like 30, 40 feet from the camera, and it's probably to hide the bad effects, because this movie seems to have the budget of 2 cheeseburgers. But most things are happening so far away, you can't see anything. The gore effects I can't even talk about because they were too far away for me to see. One character is such an insufferable misogynist, and the characters are constantly calling him out of it, that it's trying to be woke, I guess, but it's being so ham-handed about it that it's frustrating. Yeah, this guy's an asshole, should be punched in the face, but they hammer in that he's an asshole so much, and everyone's calling him out on it, and yes, they should be, but there's no finesse to it. It's obviously trying to play to the people who would appreciate that, but it's just done so... It doesn't add anything to the film itself. And it's okay to have that as a message, sure. But when all you do is just talk about it and show one guy being an asshole and like, yes, this is bad, it doesn't add anything. We could see that he's an asshole without everyone saying it. And when that takes up like 20 minutes of dialogue, when you cut it up throughout the entire movie, and the movie's only an hour and 20 minutes, that's like a fourth of this film is just talking about that. Like half the movie is them just hanging out at the cabin with nothing happening. Other than them bickering. They don't seem like friends. Like, one girl and another are having this bonding moment. Like, they have a lot of respect for each other. But otherwise, the two guys, one keeps commenting on the other guy changed. One guy's a complete prick. He occasionally seems to be going along with his macho stuff occasionally, but for the most part is also standing up to him. But he's just there trying to support another girl. Why she needs support? Don't know. Maybe it's because her mom died? That seemed to have happened a year ago. So, but they were here to support someone, but they never tell us who or why. Or they say the name at the time, but that's when the names don't mean anything, because we don't know who these are talking about. One girl is so desperately clinging onto the asshole, despite her keep saying, he's not that bad of a guy. It's like, yes, he is. So she's getting called out on that by the other two girls. The prick guy's getting called out by everyone, and they're constantly tense and fighting. It's like, why are you friends? Why are you here in a cabin together? I don't know. I don't care. This whole movie, it's a collection of random scenes that could have been put in any order and not change the outcome of this film. The scenes abruptly end already, so it's like they just got shuffled together like a deck of cards before being thrown onto the screen. This one's one MacGuffin. Alpine Lake was terrible. This one, for a while, was a slow descent to the bottom. I mean, I will say this one didn't make me sick like, was it Demonic did? But it was more boring than Ed Gein. Didn't have the star power that Ed Gein had either. Didn't have the shaky cam, but that movie actually was trying to do something interesting with its framing device. This one took a very, very basic premise and did nothing. One MacGuffin. Bottom of the barrel. And unless I get some real bad ones, this one's probably going to be the worst one of the month. With about a little more than a week left, it's going to be hard to beat this one for bad. Okay. I need to get this taste out of my mouth. See you guys.